following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee. Main Street Media proudly welcomes you live to Chattanooga, site of the 2021 Blue Cross Bowl. This is TriStar Friday Night Live, presented by the U.S. Army and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Welcome into TriStar Friday Night Live, presented by the U.S. Army and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. The Division I 1A football game is in the books, and it was so far the closest game that we have seen here.
So far, by
far, no question. It is South Pittsburg 24-21 over McKenzie. JP Plant, the Hall of Famer Mo Patton, the Sundrop kid from Alabama, Chris Yao. Welcome in. We are live at Finley Stadium in Chattanooga. Beneath the stadium, yet still a part of the beautiful landscape that is the scenic city of Chattanooga here in at the stadium in the media workroom, because why?
We are media.
And we're working.
Damn right. All right, so let's get right into our Dairy Berry Heating and Air game recap. Let's take a look at this, fellas, as it is South Pittsburg defeating McKenzie, as we mentioned, here this afternoon into the evening. Beautiful weather, by the way. We've had that all week. But looking at the scoring that we had here in this game, eventually. All right, hand me a sheet there.
Bottom of the paper.
There we go. Bottom. All right. It is Xavier Weber started with a 48-yard pass from Cassidy to get McKenzie on the board 7-0. They got another one in the first quarter. Marquez Taylor with a 27-yard touchdown run, and McKenzie's up 14-0. 15 seconds to go in the first. Those two scores, by the way, come within a minute 15 of each other, guys. And it looked like McKenzie was going to run away with this one early.
Yeah, I mean, when we first were kind of watching the game, I thought, man, McKenzie is dominating the line of scrimmage. They are taking pretty much advantage of anything they want to take advantage of, and South Pittsburg had no answer up front until they did.
Right.
And when they did, that was pretty much it.
When they did, then McKenzie had no answer.
They had no answer at all. 24 points. They didn't have an answer until finally the last drive of the game for the Rebels. They get within 3. But the field goal, man, cannot believe it. What a good job by Cooper Count, who hits the 19-yard field goal. Weird, because they only gained 5 yards on that drive, Mo.
Yeah, I think they took the ball over after turnover there.
They took the ball.
Literally.
They took it out of the hands of the running back and drove it down to the 8-yard line, and then
kind of
had to settle for that field goal. But, boy, this is – South Pittsburg has been here. That's the difference. When the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Oh, wow.
Rube Baker.
No, you didn't.
I did.
All right. So other scoring, as he mentioned, we've got in the second quarter, it is South Pittsburg. They get on the board. DeAndre Kelly with a 19-yard rush. 8:31 to go in the second, makes it a 14-7 game. And then they get a fumble and a scoop and score later on in the game. Actually, this is Desmond. Yep, a fumble. They score a touchdown to tie it up to 14-14. That is in the third, actually. So it's 14-7. Yep, I thought
Following
I remember.
A pick. So
exactly.
South Pittsburg throws an interception, and then on the, I guess, 2 or 3 plays later,
Force a fumble.
Pick it up, score.
Yeah, what a quick turnaround that was.
No kidding.
Back-to-back turnovers. South Pitt obviously getting the better edge of that. So tied it up at 14. And into the fourth quarter we go. It is DeAndre Kelly with a 28-yard rush for South Pitt. They take a 21-14 lead at that point. The field goal that Chris mentioned with 3:01 to go makes it a 2-score game. Turns out to be the difference, Chris, as it was McKenzie able to come back down with a 6-play, 68-yard drive in just a minute 37, a couple of long passes, including the 15-yard touchdown pass to Zach Aird. But it was too little too late as the onside kick was unsuccessful for McKenzie, and South Pittsburg gets the 1A state championship and that Blue Cross Bowl gold ball.
You know, we talked about the star power on the field for this ball game. You've got a couple of Mr. Football finalists that were playing here. Marquez Taylor for McKenzie rushes for 85 yards on 21 carries. Also had an 18-yard kickoff return. DeAndre Kelly, South Pittsburgh's Mr. Football finalist, 177 rushing yards on 19 carries, 2 touchdowns. Also, McKenzie's Jackson Cassidy gonna sleep well tonight. 10 carries for 37 yards. He threw for 202 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Also had a team high 13 tackles, 9 solos, and a half a loss.
Wow.
In a losing effort.
Yeah. A lot of good athletes, as you mentioned, on the field, and neither one of these teams looked like a 1A team. They had a lot of physicality, a lot of athleticism to them, and which was to be expected. I mean, you make it here, you got to have some athletes, and they certainly did. But it was fun to see this game go back and forth, and it flipped on a dime a couple of different times, as we talked about those back-to-back turnovers. That South Pitt, they threw an interception, and then a couple of plays later, scoop and score. And you talk about changing momentum. That did it.
It tied the game.
Yeah.
And at that point, you think, man, South Pittsburgh, and at that point, South Pittsburgh's defense had been just playing lights out in the second quarter. They had shut McKenzie down, and McKenzie had no answer. They could not make any adjustments. Whatever adjustments Heath Grider and co-head coach
Stone.
Yes,
yep.
Coach Stone they made them quickly. And their team responded to those adjustments, did exactly what their coaches asked of them, and that's what you have to do. You have to make adjustments in football games against good football teams, and that's what they did tonight.
We talked about what all this South Pittsburgh team has dealt with since the end of last year when they lost in the 1A state finals to Fayetteville. To come out here and play the way they did in front of their home crowd like that, really impressive performance for them.
I would like to mention McKenzie's Camden Allison, though, defensive back.
Number 17.
Number 17, 6 total tackles, 4 solos, 1 tackle for loss, 2 pass breakups, and both of those were just phenomenal plays. I think that kid may have caught some eyes from maybe some college coaches who are possibly in attendance. I'm telling you, that kid may have made some money today. See,
a sophomore.
Just a sophomore? Oh, buddy.
Hello.
That kid's going to be fun to watch over the next couple of years. Watch out.
6'1", 188? Or is that 168? I cannot read it.
It's too low.
But
too small.
Either 6'1", 190 or 6'1", 170 at corner. And regardless.
As a sophomore.
Man.
Somebody keep an eye on.
All right.
No doubt.
All right. That is your game recap brought to you by Dairy Berries Heat and Air. For over 35 years, Dairy Berries Heat and Air has provided unparalleled service to the residents of Sumner County. You can trust Dairy Berries for all of your heating and air needs. Give them a call today, 615-452-8121. That's 615-452-8121. Or you can visit them online at dairyberryac.com. All right, stay tuned. When we come back after the short timeout, we will look ahead to tonight's primetime matchup, the 5A state championship. Give me a P, give me another P. It is Powell,
the Panthers,
and it is Page,
the Patriots.
There you go.
Lots
How about 4 Ps? We'll talk about it when we come back. TriStar Friday Night Live, presented by the U.S. Army and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, live from Chattanooga and Finley Stadium, the Blue Cross Bowl 2021.
Hey, Toby. Toby knows comfort, whether day or night. Through the highs and the lows, Toby knows. You've put it off long enough. That old system is just out with the old, in with the new. We'll make it worthwhile all the way through. Derryberry is your local independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. Visit DerryberryAC.com today and schedule a visit. Derryberry Heat and Air, making customers for life.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to head out, okay? Tell me your name, sir. You know your name? You know where you are right now?
506 myself first, 76 coming.
I am Dr. Birdie, the founder, CEO, and president at Home Care Preference. I am a successful African-American female entrepreneur in business through Wilson Bank and Trust. With the partnership that I have, the level of my dreams is the limit of that company's success. When there's strong partnership, everything is possible.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
TriStar Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by the U.S. Army. In the boots of a U.S. Army soldier, you'll move forward. TriStar Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by the U.S. Army. In the boots of a U.S. Army soldier, you'll move forward in your career and make a real difference in the world. Find the right fit with more than 150 occupational specialties. Learn more at usarmy.com. And the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, reminding you booze it and lose it. The bad decision to drive drunk will land you in jail. And by Wilson Bank and Trust. Visit wilsonbankandtrust.com for more details. Wilson Bank and Trust, proud supporter of high school sports.
And we welcome you back to the scenic city of Chattanooga, site of the Blue Cross Bowl 2021. This is TriStar Friday Nights Live, and JP Plant there, along with Chris and Mo, as we get all of our graphical elements in there. Boom, there we go. All right, we welcome you back as, again, if you're just joining us, it was South Pittsburg over McKenzie in the 1A afternoon game, 24-21. As South Pitt takes the 1A state championship. Well, if you're curious how the rest of the state championships have gone, let's head to the Wilson Bank and Trust scoreboard and see what we've got going on. So, as we cue this up, we'll take a look back at what we saw the first day and a half. We had the Division II championships yesterday, of course, guys. Real quickly, it was Lipscomb Academy 27-0 over CPA. DCA, that's Donaldson Christian Academy, 31-7 over Nashville Christian. And then it was McCauley in the nightcap, 28-7 over MBA. By the way, Mr. Jackson, the NBA player, Mo, I know you had got an update on his health after he left on a stretcher. Not moving much. He was conscious. The report when he did leave last night, you have an update that he's actually back in Middle Tennessee, right?
Yeah, he's back at home, and so he was transported to Erlanger Medical Center for observation and evaluation, and just got some soreness. Apparently, it was, as Marty Uberard had hoped last night, just knocked out.
Yeah,
just a concussion. So
that is a good sign. That is a really good sign.
I guess that's about the best thing you could have hoped for. under the circumstances. So.
No question about it. So that was day one, the D2 action. Today, earlier, it was the 3A championship, Alcoa and East Nashville. And Alcoa didn't get on the board until late in the first. It went back and forth. And East Nashville showed up today, but fell just short of the juggernaut that is the Tornadoes of Alcoa. 45-14, the win there for their 7th straight state championship in 3A.
It's weird to say that was a close game, but it really was.
It was
closer. Yeah. It's much closer than the score indicates.
Yeah, it really was. So Alcoa gets the win there, and then, of course, we just talked about it, South Pitt, 24-21 over McKenzie. Coming up later tonight, we'll talk about it here in just a moment, Powell and Page. But looking ahead to tomorrow real quick, guys, before we go too far. Elizabethton and Tullahoma, the 4A game, kicking us off tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. That one's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, our affiliate, WHNT 93.9 The Duck, will have the call there for that. Tullahoma's first appearance in the state championship, going against the two-time defending for a state title. It's going to be fun, right?
It's going to be a really good game to kick off Saturday, which is going to have 3 really good football games. Yep. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and then, of course, you got the 2A, Hampton, Westview, and then, of course, the 6A game. Just a couple of football teams called Oakland and Summit. Maybe not much to see there. I'm sure we'll talk a lot about that tomorrow. But let's get into what we've got coming up later tonight. This is Page and Powell. Now, Page, we were walking around the stadium a little bit earlier during that second game today. A lot of Page Patriots have made the trek down I-24 here to Chattanooga, and they are going to show up in force. And it is going to be fun to see that here tonight. Powell, of course, up in Knoxville. They've got some guy that's the number 1 recruit in the country that apparently some of the Page players hadn't heard a whole lot about. So a little billboard material maybe to add a little extra spice to this game. Kicked it up a notch with the hot sauce in this one, right?
Yeah, I don't think that was what Page intended. And I mean, to be honest with you, it wasn't. I don't think there was any ill intent either.
No,
I think it was. Look, I don't follow recruiting. I didn't know they had a guy that's a 5-star number 1 recruit in this country. I wasn't aware of that. But I've got to block him. So it doesn't really change our game plan. We just have to, do our jobs. And Walter Nolan's going to force you to change your game plan at least a little bit. You got to find him and try to run the other way if you can.
Yeah, and I've got to block him. That's the key because Page's offensive front has to give Jake McNamara some time and some space to operate. He's where their bread is buttered offensively. Everything starts with him. And when he gets that, and sometimes when he doesn't, like last week, he can make some things happen. And so that's going to be the key, is keeping him upright so that he can make some positive things happen for Page, because Powell's got a pretty good quarterback in their own right in junior Jordan Potts. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing both these guys and how they operate within the framework of their offenses.
Yeah, Mo's going to be, of course, on the sidelines, and we'll be covering this game for Main Street Preps. You can read his game story and all the coverage coming up later tonight to mainstreetpreps.com, and the rest of the wall-to-wall coverage. Main Street Preps, the 3 of us, we've been here since Wednesday. Thoroughly enjoyed it, by the way. Looking forward to tomorrow. Russell Venozzi, of course, the sports editor for Main Street Preps. Tyler Palmatier is here. We've got photographers. I mean, we got it covered. And we were very excited about our coverage down here. So this game tonight, Chris, for you, what's the key for Page in this one as they make their first Blue Cross Bowl championship game appearance?
I think the key is find some semblance of a run game to keep the defense honest against Jake McNamara and not let them just drop 8 into the secondary. And I think, if they can find a way to get some yardage on the ground, it will at least force, the Powell defense to be honest.
All right, Mo, for Powell, what do you see as a key for them tonight?
I think for Powell, the key is going to be trying to find some spots against Page's defense where they can make some plays and, maybe pop a big play here and there, because I think Page's defensive approach is going to be make them snap it again, keep everything in front of you, and just make them run the next play. So if Powell is able to get over the top and hit a couple of big plays and kind of break this thing open early, I think that's to their advantage, because then Powell's defense can turn it up a notch and go get McNamara.
It's interesting. We saw Page in Henry County last week, fireworks all over the place, 56-52. Powell has some offensive explosiveness as well. Are we going to see some of that tonight, do you think? Or do you think at Powell's defense, Mo, I know you're kind of leaning that direction. Do you think that's going to win out over the offensive prowess?
I think ultimately,
yeah.
I think in the end, Powell's going to make more plays than Page.
Okay. All right. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. We've been looking forward to this one. I think Mo's had this one circled since last Friday night once these games were set. And we look forward to your coverage of that later tonight. Chris, you're going to be supporting as well tonight, are you not? You're off till tomorrow, right?
I will be helping if something comes up. We'll see.
You got a full day tomorrow too. So don't forget to join us following this game here tonight. When that game concludes, a few minutes after, we'll come back, give you our thoughts. May have Russell and Tyler as well. We'll see who we can have come back and join us to get reaction for that and look ahead to tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow morning at 10 Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, we'll have a full recap of the day tomorrow, the 4A, the 2A, the 6A game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Day 2 of the Blue Cross Bowl rolls on. Game 3 coming up in just a little bit. Stay with us here on TriStar Friday Night Live, and be sure and check us out online, mainstreetpreps.com. For the Hall of Famer Mo, for the Sundrop Kid, Chris, I'm JP. What am I doing? What else am I doing?
Just thought you might want to tell everybody about our friends at Dairy Berry Heating and Air.
Yes. Thank you very much. One more time. Our game recaps all weekend long. Our newest partner here, by the way, for TriStar Friday Night Live. Dairy Berry's Heating and Air, over 35 years, they have provided just unparalleled service for the residents of Sumner counties. You can trust them for all of your heating and air needs. Just give them a call. It's quite simple, 615-452-8121, or you can always visit them online 24/7. That is dairyberryac.com. This is the time, you're flipping those heaters on for the first time. Not this week, not this weekend.
Not this weekend.
You flip them back on the AC, but anyway. So check them out. We appreciate all of our fine sponsors. I'm JP saying I'll see you later on this evening. Thanks for tuning in to TriStar Friday Night Live, presented by the U.S. Army and the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
TriStar Friday Night Live is brought to you in part by the U.S. Army. In the boots of a U.S. Army soldier, you'll move forward in your career and make a real difference in the world. Find the right fit with more than 150 occupational specialties. Learn more at usarmy.com. And the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, reminding you, booze it and lose it. The bad decision to drive drunk will land you in jail. And by Wilson Bank and Trust. Visit wilsonbankandtrust.com for more details. Wilson Bank and Trust, proud supporter of high school sports.